Hola! Cheers from the beautiful beach that today's route led through. Really stunning. And surprisingly to me, Camino del Norte doesn't go through that many beaches. I thought that it's going to be on the beach or near the beach all the time. It's actually like going near the beach towns and then goes inland and then goes to beach town again. And I also thought that I will be swimming a lot on Camino del Norte because it's right next to the beach. But the one time I tried in one of the cities, like touristy cities, and I had all my backpack covered in sand, which was not fun. So after that, I was like, I'm not really going to be swimming that much. But today on that beach, because the water covers the big part of it, it's not very sandy. But the other thing is why I'm not swimming here that much is that, you have the distance to walk. So something like that stops you. But also you have to take care of the feet after swimming, right? And redo the daily routine, the morning routine. So I just wanted to show you the simple yet very important feet routine made for walking such distances, not to have any blisters and problems with feet, because it's really one of the most important things in terms of preparation for Camino is how to take care of your feet while walking for so long. So let me just set it up real quick and I'll show you what I do. So for all of the parts that you feel some burning or that push against the ground the most, you should apply, and that's something that I read, people who do a lot of sports do that, you should apply the tape. So I apply it on the parts of the feet that I started feeling like kind of burning, usually in that part of my foot, and wherever else I feel pressure. Apparently that adds a layer that tears against either shoe or a sock, so that's very important. And on the rest of the feet, it's important to keep the skin as moisturized as possible. So the trick here is to apply Vaseline. I initially was skeptical about it because previously I was actually using something completely different, applying a baby powder on the feet. But no, skin should be moisturized and even like greasy, because then the skin again doesn't tear. And then the other trick is to use two socks. Also very important. I am using the Injinji socks that are like a glove. They separate toes. So again, the skin of one toe doesn't rub against the skin of another, which prevents the blisters from creating. And on top of that, I add another sock. There are wool socks, so the feet are not sweating. Surprisingly, even in a very hot weather, it's absolutely good. And then the most important is which shoes you are using. I am a very loyal user of whatever works for me, and Ultra shoes, I used the previous Camino and I continue using them. I love these shoes. These are zero drop shoes, so they don't have any like higher raise underneath the sole. They're very lightweight. They have a very wide toe box. I also think it's very important. And they're also breathable. There is a version that is for the rain, for the wet conditions, but obviously they would make your feet possibly sweat. I love these shoes, so they work great. And yeah, that's what I do every day. And then if I have a blister, then I just puncture it with the needle, dry it and leave it. And yeah, but I don't have any blisters right now, so very tiny ones here and there, but nothing major for the 12 days, so that's good. Yeah, so that's my foot routine. And let me just show you something that I'm really trying to prevent right now is, because I had it very bad on my first Camino, is a tan line, white foot and dark leg. So this Camino I'm just applying a lot of sun protection oils to kind of like blend it, and then I wear my sock either low or sometimes I raise it higher just to blend that horribly looking tan line. This is the beauty of Camino. And one other thing that I forgot to mention, but it's very important while buying shoes. So apart from choosing the right shoe, it's also important to choose the right shoe size. I am usually size 8 or 8.5 or 9, depending on shoes. These are 10.5, which means they're anywhere between 2.5 and 2 sizes bigger than what I usually wear. And there is a rule of thumb, literal rule of thumb, to be applied while choosing the shoe size. So while standing, the end of the toe, between the end of the toe and the end of the shoe, there should be a size of your thumb, right? So when my toe ends here, there's still as much room as my thumb. And that's how you know that you have enough room inside of the shoe for the toes to move around, to spread, and in case feet swell along the way. So that is very important while choosing the shoes. Yeah, so I just wanted to add that. And I guess the other thing will be like a commentary on the aches and pains because these happen as well. After my first Camino, I've learned that the body is really made for walking and the body is made to exercise, right? And I'm not a big sporty person. I mean, I exercise regularly, but just the minimum, and I do it because I know I should and not because that's something that I love. But I like walking, that's a thing. But walking distances like this, obviously your body feels that. So calves, joints, at the beginning of the Camino I had some kind of pain, inflammation in the tendon here. I couldn't raise my leg. Heels, there are some pains that I feel in my heels. And also the one thing that I've noticed, especially after the first Camino, after I finished the Camino for like 6 weeks, my legs were getting so stiff that I couldn't make the steps after waking up or after sitting down. And it was to the point that I was scared. I'm like, is that going to go away ever? It takes me like a few minutes to really warm up and start walking normally, right? Because the legs became so stiff. So for like 6 weeks after my first Camino I had it, and I was trying to rest and relax and let my legs go back to normal. Apparently the opposite you should do. Legs are getting used to more movement and then they want to move more. That's how they warm up and that's how they heal and that's how they actually function well, right? So what I was doing, trying to relax and rest, was actually not recommended. You should continue moving. And same goes for this Camino. Like sometimes I stand up and I'm like, oh, and obviously everybody has it, right? But then you have to make few gentle steps, warm the legs up, and then they work fine. When I went to the water, water is very cold. I started feeling my heels pretty strongly. So that's very interesting to observe how your body responds to intensified exercise and walks and stuff. So I find it very interesting. But yeah, nothing scary, and it's actually interesting to watch your body adjust to the new routines. And maybe last thing that I would add, it's very important to pace yourself at the beginning. The first few days I was trying to expedite everything and I didn't pace myself properly. I was like walking very aggressively and I had this pain, some kind of inflammation that I couldn't raise my leg. And that got me afraid. How am I going to be able to walk further, right? So it's good to take it easy, especially at the beginning, and let your body work through the way and adjust, and then increase the distances and maybe intensity as you go, and not just like go like crazy at the beginning, because it's a marathon and not a sprint, right? And again, I'm not a sport expert, but common sense advice it's good to apply, which I forgot about. So yeah, so that's how it is. Okay, cheers from Camino. I'm going for a coffee here and I'll have like 30 kilometers to go today or so. Bye.